Hello, I'm Dean Wilson and welcome to the world of cruising. I'm really excited because we're going to be celebrating the wonderful world of cruise and travel to help match you with your perfect holiday, along with some fantastic offers. Today, I'll be shining the spotlight on 2 luxury river cruises from Riviera Travel. And of course, it goes without saying that I have some special offers on these sailings for the world of cruising viewers. That's you. I'll also be joined by some fabulous guests who will be sharing their expert advice so as to help you make the most of your first or next cruise. OK, so it's time to introduce our first offer. It's a 7-night Blue Danube river cruise with Riviera Travel. Ports of call include Budapest, Bratislava and Salzburg, but don't worry, we'll have the full itinerary for you a little bit later on. If you want to get a head start, though, you'll find all the details at worldofcruising.tv/Riviera, together with the full terms and conditions. Plus, keep your eyes peeled on the screen because we have a competition for you to win a fantastic prize. We'll also be talking you through the cruise deal in more depth and sampling the kind of cruise you might, or the cuisine on the cruise you might experience. So stay for that. It's time, though, to meet our guests on my lovely sofa. Joining me today is Riviera Travel's Vicky Billing. Welcome, Vicky.
Hello, thank you,
Lovely to
Dean.
have you here. And also joining us today is Kay Holland, a journalist at our sister magazine and website, World of Cruising. Hi, Kay.
Hi, Dean. Good to see you.
Lovely to have you here. We'll be hearing more from Kay when we delve into the itinerary. But first, over to Vicky. Tell us a little bit more about Riviera Travel.
Oh, yeah, this is super, super exciting. And let me tell you why. Riviera Travel, we are celebrating a milestone this year. Oh, this is our 40th birthday, which is very, very exciting. We've got a full year of celebrations. Like anybody celebrating a milestone birthday, you celebrate for a year, so it's super exciting with that. And then we're talking the different things that we offer with Riviera Cruising. So we offer European touring, river cruising, worldwide holidays and also ocean cruising. So there's a vast array of product that we can offer to all of our customers.
Do you get a lot of first-timers?
We do actually, yeah.
Yeah.
We have a lot of people that have travelled on touring with us and then have moved to river cruise, but we have a lot of people that travel first time doing their first river cruise. And you could say, well, why river cruise? But
exactly.
Oh, it's fantastic. Oh. Picture this. It's excellent value for money, but picture this, waking up, different destination, more stays. It's like having multiple city breaks all in one. So you get the best of both worlds. Then not to mention the excursions that you can go on. The excursions are fantastic. And whether you want to do that or whether you want to relax with a glass of wine on the sun deck, whatever you want to do, it's completely up to you.
I think people get the idea with these things that they're shuffled about from place to place without any choice. And you have to do this, you have to do that. But you really can do whatever you want to do, can you?
It's all about choice. Whether you want to stay on board, whether you want to go off and do your own thing, or whether you want to do one of our excursions, which is part of the package. And not to forget the food. I know we'll be talking about food later, but let me tell you, you will put on weight because the food is fantastic. You average about a stone a year, but don't let that put you off. There's plenty of healthy options too. You don't have to have 4 courses for breakfast like me, but it is gorgeous.
But that's all part of a great holiday, though, isn't it? I think wherever you go, whether you go on land, you're always planning food, the restaurants you're going to, but you don't have to do any of that, and I think that's the real key, isn't it? All that's taken away the stress, going with particularly itinerary planning and what you're going to go and where you're going to go.
It is a real holiday. That's the best way to put it. It's a proper holiday.
It is. It's a fantastic holiday, and we look at our customers, and we're obsessed with our customers. They are so important to us.
One quick one, very quickly, 20 seconds. Plans for the future. I know. Can you share anything that's going on with Riviera?
Yeah, lots of exciting things. We're forever looking at evolving our product and surprising and delighting our customers. But we do have 2 new ships that are launching that are going to be sailing in 2025, and they are beautiful. A little bit different to what we've got already. Absolutely.
Oh.
Gorgeous.
A new ship.
2 new ships,
2 new ships, all right. Oh,
you definitely want to be on one of those.
OK, I'll take you up on that. Thanks, Vicky. OK, let's tell you exactly where you'll be visiting on this river cruise. On day 1, you fly to Budapest, Hungary's charismatic capital, where a coach will take you to your cruise ship. The new one, you never know, you never know. Day 2, overnight, you'll have cruised upstream to Erzegrom, and I'm going to put a caveat in here of all of this. We may be getting some of these names wrong, and I apologise from from the start.
Don't worry, we're amongst friends.
A picturesque town famous for its massive basilica. It's a great place to spend half a day or so wandering around those atmospheric streets. Now, on day 3 in the morning, you'll explore Slovakia's fast-emerging capital, Bratislava, with its former royal residences, which is nice. Day 4, it's all about Dürnstein and Melk. For 18 miles apart, these two towns are picture postcard highlights, and you'll enjoy a guided tour of both ports. Day 5, I'm so excited. You can get a visit either Linz or Salzburg for another guided tour. I'm thinking about the food already. Day 6, arguably the highlight of any trip, is a visit to Vienna. Expect palaces, galleries, stately Baroque streets. I could go on about that one because it's a bit of a favourite of mine. Day 7, you enjoy a leisurely morning as you cruise through Hungary's peaceful landscape towards Budapest. In day 8, it's home time. Transfer to the airport for your return flight to the UK. Now that's a packed cruise, Kate. Let's take it through some of the highlights there, because where do you start?
Exactly, where do you start? I think my highlight from that is Budapest. Have you been?
I haven't, no.
You've been,
I have been, it's fantastic.
Dean, you've got to rectify that. It's one of Europe's most underrated cities. I mean, I'd actually call it a tale of two cities. Okay. So on the west, you've got hilly, romantic Buda with its castle district, you know, all cobbled streets. Across the river, you've got Pancake Flat Pest, which is where all the culture is. The nightlife. Did you go to one of the ruin bars?
The ruin bars were amazing.
So there are these like derelict buildings or sort of former old factories, and they've now been transformed into trendy drinking dens. Fabulous.
Drinking den.
Yeah, really.
That word is like drinking den. But the nice thing about it is that old meets new, isn't it? Because it's sort of that sort of refreshing an old city almost.
And don't forget the thermal baths. So if you do go a bit overboard, you can just relax, soak away all your stresses, strains, worries, in one of the famous thermal baths, which are on both sides of the river.
I do feel when they're sitting on this sofa, I'm the one going to be buying all the cruises. Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Could
do you a great deal, Dean.
It's
definitely Budapest.
I know I do a great deal. And then, of course, once you've done that, we mentioned earlier on that, it doesn't have to be about that either. If you just wake up one morning and think, do you know what, I've done with walking, I just want to stay on board.
You can do. There's no compulsion to... It's your cruise, isn't it? You can get off, you can explore independently, you can go on an excursion.
What about you, Vicky? I mean, apart from the Budapest, anywhere else on that itinerary that stands out?
Well, there's so many places, isn't there? Bratislava's a real standout. I was so surprised with Bratislava. It was beautiful, and the castle, the noddy train, all of that's amazing. One thing for me, though, as well, because I do love food, the Sasha tart, that famous chocolate cake. Did you have some?
Yeah, definitely. I had it for breakfast.
Wow, it is absolutely beautiful. My mouth's watering now talking about it.
But it's not just the... I mean, the cake, it's absolutely delicious. But did you have it in one of the old school cafes?
Yes, I did.
There are these just most opulent cafes, chandeliers hanging from the... to be honest, Dean, it's like stepping back in time. It's just this old world charm.
A mouth-watering experience. Massive thank you to Vicky and Kay. There you have it. An unforgettable 7 days on board, ticking off several destinations in just one trip. In a moment, we'll tell you how you can book this river cruise. But first, let's hear from some of the Riviera Travel's happy customers.
The variety and quality of what they were offering on the tour appealed to us right from the start.
I think it's the sheer variety of the activities that you can do on board.
The organisation, the quality of both the ship, the staff and the tours themselves has been first class.
I think we'll be travelling with Riviera again because we've enjoyed it so much.
OK, if this Blue Danube river cruise that you've just been talking about has caught your attention, here's everything you need to know. The price covers 7 nights on board in your choice of luxury cabin or suite. Now, all meals, including the captain's dinner, are included in this fare, so you get to meet the captain, which is fabulous. The superior drinks package, where you can enjoy unlimited drinks, and all the terms and conditions of that are on the website. Over lunch from 6 p.m. to 12 midnight is also included as well, so that's amazing. Return scheduled flights from a selection of regional airports also part of the package, so you hopefully won't have to travel too far. Those daily excursions that we've been talking about are included in the price. We're talking guided tours of the most historic towns and the cities along the Danube, including Vienna, Dürnstein, Budapest and, of course, Bratislava. And, of course, you'll also enjoy services of a Riviera Travel cruise director. They're there to look after you and answer any questions or queries that you have. Now, this is based on an October 24th, I said again, October 24th, 2025 departure. If this is River Cruises for you, you can call right now by booking and calling 0808 273 6488. I'll do that again, 0808 273 6488, and speaking to one of the knowledgeable team members at Riviera Travel. Imagine that, a quick call and your holiday for 2025 is all sorted. All that's left to do is to start looking forward to it. Now, everything you need to know and the terms and conditions are worldofcruising.tv/Riviera. And if this Blue Danube sailing isn't for you, there are plenty more cruises and offers on the website too, so you're bound to find a cruise that suits you. Right, it's time to try a taste of life on board a typical Riviera cruise. Let's join Kay and Vicky in the kitchen. I'm getting a bit peckish and I can smell sugar, I can smell the fruit. Oh, what can I smell?
Beautiful.
Here we are in the kitchen.
Beautiful.
Well, surprise, surprise.
My favourite spot.
Right, hi everyone. Let me introduce you to Michelin-star chef and expert sommelier Marc Fosh. Welcome to a lovely little kitchen. You'll be giving us a taste of the cuisine you might encounter around the Riviera's destinations, because there are so many great places and they have their own sort of food, don't they?
Yes, they do. There's so many. We serve lots of different cuisines from the different regions, and that's what it's about, really. It's about enjoying yourself and immersing yourself in the fantastic food.
Well, shall we immerse ourselves in this?
Please.
So, Chef, what are we going to immerse ourselves in?
Okay, so today we have a dish which is fit for a king.
Or queen.
Or queen.
Or queen. Kaiserschmarrn.
Okay.
Basically, it's a soufflé pancake. So what we've done basically is it's a normal kind of pancake mixture, but we've separated the eggs. So we have the yolks going into the normal batter, and the whites we whisk up.
Oh, okay.
Get them nice and aerated, and then we fold them back into the pancake mix. And then so you get a nice light, fluffy pancake.
So it's a standard pancake?
Yeah, but it's aerated. So if you have a look at this kind of texture that we have here, it's very light and fluffy.
It looks nice and fluffy.
It's almost cakey.
Yeah, it is really, yeah. And so the smarn part is when you tear the pancake, put it back into the pan with a little butter.
Oh, yes,
and
that's
some
already
icing
got me.
sugar.
We don't normally do that with pancakes. You don't put it back in, do we?
Exactly.
No, you don't.
I don't get a chance because my sons have eaten them by the time.
Is it something we can recreate quite easily at home, Marc?
Absolutely. It really is quite a simple dish, although it's fit for a king, but it is a simple peasant dish, really. It's quite a cheap
I'll be right for
dish
me then.
I'm happy to be a peasant because I'm happy with this food.
Let me pass the peasants the fork.
Okay, well,
Yes, I don't mind as long as I've been served this. You can call me a peasant.
today I'm serving it with red fruits, making a little more healthy option.
See, that's Michelin-star.
So
right
is this
there,
not high calorie then? It's not high in calories because of
Absolutely
the
not.
fruit?
No, obviously if you're going to serve it with a big bowl of ice cream, which is really nice too, or some really whipped heavy cream, it's fantastic as well.
Here's a bit of information you don't know. He's so cool, this guy. He doesn't even need a fridge to make ice cream. That's
He is very cool.
He's so cool, yeah.
Laid
Unbelievable.
back. Okay, tuck in.
Yes,
please.
we'd love to.
Oh,
we'd
I'm
love to.
excited.
There we go.
I'm going to...
Kaiserschmarrn.
I'll be careful.
You're going for the big one.
I'm going for a big one as well.
Oh.
I want a piece of...
Do you know...
That's gorgeous.
I'm trying to just talk my mouth on.
It's very typical from Austria. It's a classic Austrian dish. So
Would we have this typically for dessert, for brunch? I mean,
About to
any
say
time of
that.
day.
Yeah.
I could eat this any time. but
yeah, no,
when would
classically
you?
it would be a dessert. It's almost like a meal in itself, no afternoon.
No,
it's
it's
also
not.
a great brunch dish. But
It's delicious.
Isn't it? Do you know what? Thank you, because you've just made me look fantastic. Because I'm going to do this at home. Do you know you just served me?
Do you think you can make it to that standard, do you?
No.
Bit of training from Marc, perhaps.
Of course, he's here, you know, so we're going to use his talents. But that is superb.
really,
isn't it?
it's a simple dish, but it has to come straight out of the pan onto the plate.
OK, Chef, I'll take that and bear that in mind.
Can we have some more, Marc?
Absolutely, tuck in.
Tuck in. And again, see, this is, I think the memories you have is not just where you go, it's the food that's related to that food, isn't it, at the end of the day? Which I think is really, really important. Right, you tuck into that, and I'll remind the people at home how they can go on this amazing, amazing river cruise. The deal for the Blue Danube River Cruise departs, remember, October, my mouth's running. On top of the 24th, 2025. It includes this. The price covers 7 nights on board in your choice of luxury cabin or suite. All meals, including the captain's dinner, remember, are included in the fare. Return scheduled flights from a selection of regional airports, so hopefully not too much travel for you there when you start your holiday. Daily excursions, services of a Riviera Travel cruise director also, which means you've got any questions, you're not sure what's going on, you just go to them, they sort it out. It's meant to be a stress-free, and as a case, it's your holiday, and we want it to be as great as possible. 0808 273 6488 is the number you want to call. And go straight to one of our representatives, and they will talk you through. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you, Mark.
Pleasure.
Yes.
We love all that.
Gorgeous.
But we're going to continue on. But before we do that, here's some top tips about cruising travel. So it's time for some more top tips with our friends at The Sun, and here's the travel editor at The Sun. It's Lisa Minot, the lady in the know. Hi, Lisa.
Hi there.
Now then, top tips for booking. If you're booking a river cruise, what would you suggest?
I think the first thing to think about is where you want to go and when you want to go, because I think people have the idea that river cruising is just about Europe. It very much isn't. You can go on a river cruise all over the world, the Nile, the Mekong Delta, the Amazon even. So really working out where you want to go and what you want to see would be my top tip to start with, because there is so much choice out there.
Brilliant. So we've got a starting point. Now, once we get to the cruise that we've chosen, top tips for getting the most out of it while you're there.
Again, do your research, because there is going to be so much to see and do. A lot of river cruise companies these days, they include the excursions in the price of the cruise, and you will be able to then really immerse yourself in a destination. One of the joys of a river cruise is the fact that it delivers you right to the very heart of fantastic cities and wonderful sights. So really having that little bit of research done in advance, making sure you've got exactly the right excursions for you, is going to really elevate your experience.
Now, I'm on a river cruise. Do I have to think about packing?
No, I don't think you do really, no. I mean, these days river cruise ships have very spacious cabins, very similar to ocean cruises as well. So there's going to be plenty of room for all of your staff. It's not a problem at all.
Now, what about dressing up? Because on a bigger cruise, I feel like I take things to dress up. Do I need to take that sort of thing?
I think what you will find about river cruises is that they are slightly less formal than some ocean cruise lines. You're going to be right in the heart of cities. You're going to be doing a lot of exploring, a lot of walking. So they're not quite as formal. There probably will be at least 1 night or 2 nights, a captain's gala dinner or something, where you'll probably pop on a nice frock or maybe a jacket. But it's definitely not going to be as formal as the sort of black tie that you sometimes get on ocean cruising.
OK, and on the subject of dinner, in actual fact, what about if I want to experience the local cuisine while I'm on the river cruise?
Again, that's one of the real delights of river cruising. Generally, all of your meals are included, but the river companies work really hard to make sure that they reflect the places that they're travelling to. So you're going to get samples of local cuisine in all of the different ports of call that you're going to make. They're going to really make sure they're using local ingredients and reflect the culture and the food of the destinations you're visiting.
So there you go, amazing top tips for river cruising. As always, Lisa, thank you very much. More top tips from The Sun coming soon. Hello again. So we're here with Vicky from Riviera Travel, and it's still with us. We're going to be diving a little bit deeper into the onboard experience in just a second. And earlier on, though, I had the chance to talk to Will Sarson to find out what he does at Riviera Travel. So let's have a listen to him. Well, hello, Will. Thank you so much for joining us today. I know you're a busy man. How are you?
I'm very well, thanks, Dean. How are you doing?
I'm all right. Listen, before we get started, a quick rundown. What's your role and what do you do at Riviera?
So I'm the head of product for river cruising, which basically means I look after all of our river cruise ships, our excursions, our itineraries.
Perfect, man. Got some questions for you because, of course, we've been talking about excursions and ports of call on the cruise. If I had to come to you, because you're the man who knows, and say, what's your favourite port of call, and I want to know where to go, what would you say?
I think there's 2 that really stick out for me. One is Lyon in the south of France on the Rhone. It's a really great place because it's full of history. It's full of really, really great food as well. It's a great place to walk around and discover the different neighbourhoods, whether you go into the old town, the Roman ruins. There's a fantastic cathedral up on the hill with views out over Lyon. So that's a really great place just to explore under your own steam. Another place that I really like is Dürnstein, which is on the Danube. Now, it's a small town, but it's quite historic because it's where Richard I was held captive in the castle there. So the ruins of that castle you can still see. So there's a lovely walk that you can do up the hills, through the vineyards to those ruins. And again, the views across the Bacau Valley are absolutely incredible before you descend back down into the town.
But the thing is, of course, once you arrive at these ports, there's things to do, excursions. It's all organised if you want to get involved, yeah? What's on offer there?
So in every port of call that we do, there's always an excursion included. So if you're the sort of person that wants to really see a lot and understand more, there's an excursion there to help you do that. The other thing that you can do is get off the ship and just explore under your own steam and just, take things easy and just have a nice little potter.
What are your favourite excursions?
In terms of excursions, I think Budapest is an incredible place. It's so full of history. It's a really large place as well, with it being two different towns, Buda and Pest, on different sides of the river. And the great thing about the excursion is the guides really help to bring it to life for you, so you really understand it. Another favourite, I think, is the Ardèche Gorge, which is an excursion that we do on the Rhone cruise. So that's all about the scenic side of things. The Ardèche Gorge is absolutely incredible, beautiful views. It's just really, really majestic. And then on the way back, we visit a lavender museum as well, because the lavender around there, of course, is synonymous with the area.
And of course, if you don't want to go on an excursion, you could stay on board. There are things to do if you don't want to go walking.
Of course, yeah. Sometimes people just want a lazy day, and there's nothing wrong with that. And of course, our ships are basically boutique hotels. So you can just stay on board, cup of tea, G&T, maybe even a massage. You've got plenty of options if you just want to take things easy as well.
Now, I was just about to go on an excursion, but you mentioned massage, so I might just stay. Sounds amazing. Will, keep doing what you're doing. We love your work, and thank you very much for being with us. It's been an absolute joy.
Great, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
So now we are going to dive straight into our second offer, a Burgundy, yeah, here we go, Riverone and Provence river cruise. There's something about the word Provence, isn't it? From the slopes of the scenic Winelands to the hills of Provence and the beauty of the French landscape to the medieval splendour of Avignon, you'll enjoy a fascinating cruise on this one with the most picturesque corners of France. Let me take you through it day by day. Day one, you'll enjoy a journey to Avignon where you'll be welcomed on board your 5-star river cruise ship. On day two, it's time to explore magnificent Avignon with its fortress-like Palais des Papes. Day three, you'll awake under the azure skies of the deepest Provence and amid the warm stone colours of Arles, many of whose historic monuments are UNESCO World Heritage Sites. After lunch, you'll visit the amazing Pont de Garde Roman aqueduct, and I love aqueducts, one of the wonders of the ancient world. On day four, after breakfast, you'll explore one of France's most outstanding landscapes, the Ardèche Gorge, whose scale is a fitting reminder of Mother Nature's awesome power. And on day five, it's all about the ancient Roman stronghold of Vienna, first of a Celtic settlement, in actual fact, and then a Roman stronghold under Julius Caesar. It's a history lesson. This is a history lesson. Day six. Today is dedicated to exploring the classic French wine region, medieval Beaune and Burgundy. We've all heard of that one. Day seven, your ship arrives in Lyon. After last splendid breakfast, enjoy a guided tour of Lyon, one of France's most fascinating cities. Day eight, it's time to say goodbye. You won't want to get off. To your crew and start the journey home. So there it is, a great week's holiday along the Rhone and Provence. So Vic and Kay, I would just like to pick out a couple of... So Kay, first of all, though, from a journalistic point of view, you'd see that and go, OK, if I haven't been, what stands out for you?
Well, there's so many standouts in that itinerary. I haven't been on this one, so hint, hint, Vicky.
We'll get you on, Kay.
But I think I'd love to go to Lyon. We were talking about Lyon, weren't we?
We were.
Yeah, it's just such a fascinating city. Vicky's loving the fact it's known for its food culture, the Michelin stars.
It's one that you don't immediately go to, because I've mentioned before, it's the third largest.
Third largest, but actually it's very manageable. So it's a very compact city. My colleague came back and has been raving about Lyon. You can walk around it really easily, as well as the restaurants and the food scene. There's markets, there's museums. So I think Lyon would grab me. But I've also never been to Provence, so that's, you know, with
See,
the lavender
Provence is
fields.
then you start thinking of lavender, you start thinking of everything very French, don't you?
And it just sounds beautiful anyway, doesn't it? You just want... I can't really say that in my accent, but it does sound beautiful. The way you say it, Dean.
I try my best. But it's true, though, isn't it? When someone says, where did you go? I went to Provence. Oh, nice.
Yeah, people do. It's
people
one of
do
those
say that.
standout places. I think as well the scenery going on the French River, it's just incredible.
Yeah.
Like,
Wine
can you
tasting.
Wine tasting. I'm sure there's plenty of... the cheese boards actually on board as well are phenomenal. Can you just imagine that, though? Sat, glass of wine, sun, cheese, scenery, then
But
getting...
I think what you said with the scenery on this itinerary is just ever-changing. So if you
Yes.
just parked yourself on deck every day, you would just have constantly changing views. I mean...
But for those that want culture, history, there's so much in this itinerary that you can do.
I'm not sitting here thinking where I'd love to go, and again, it's one of those situations, if you tried to organise that yourself, you'd really, really struggle, wouldn't you? So leave it to the experts, that's what I say.
This is the beauty of it.
So let's run through this incredible offer and tell you how you can book with Riviera Travel. With Riviera Travel, so much is included in the price, and you've got to get your head around the fact there's nothing for you to do. A complimentary superior drinks package, for example, a 7 nights full board, that's breakfast, lunch and dinner on board a 5-star ship. Return flights and transfers. Daily visits and tours, as an example, that's tours to Lyon, historic Vienna, Beaune and wine tasting. The services of an expert cruise director and concierge, and that's really important because I know that if it's your first time, you have lots of questions, you may not know what's going on or where you're going. They'll look after you. Don't have to worry about a thing. All port charges and airport taxes and checked luggage. Now, this is based on an October 23rd, 2025 date. I'll say it again, 23rd of October, 2025. But there are other dates available. So if this doesn't suit you, check out our website, worldofcruising.tv/Riviera, where you'll also find the full terms and conditions. Now, if this is for you, you can book right now by calling 0808 273 6488 and speaking to one of the knowledgeable team at Riviera Travel, and it really is that easy. Now, there are so many details that we just haven't got time to talk about, so everything you need to know is on that website, including the terms and conditions, worldofcruising.tv/Riviera. So, it's time to head back to Marc in the kitchen for one final time and see what delights he has prepared for us next. Now, we had some sweetness earlier on, and with some fruits. I'm now seeing a little bit of rosé. I'm seeing
it's coming up. It's coming up.
vegetables. This is looking nice, isn't it? So, chef, what do we have this time? It's all French-inspired?
Yeah, this is a French classic from Provence, from southern France. And it's classic ratatouille, one of my favourite dishes, to be honest.
Nice.
That's interesting, because I'm from a Michelin-star chef. Ratatouille, very basic thing.
Yeah, it is, but it's such a simple dish. It's so full of flavour, and it's also really versatile, no? Because with a classic ratatouille, you can basically serve it as a vegetarian dish, you serve it as a side dish, you can add some pasta to it and serve it as a pasta dish. You can bake it in the oven, topped with mozzarella.
Oh,
Really
nice.
versatile.
So it's
So how
very,
do we
very
make this then,
versatile.
chef?
So basically, we've got all those wonderful provincial Mediterranean vegetables. So it's very important to have good tomatoes, good olive oil. We have aubergines, peppers, courgettes, and lots of, as I say, wonderful tomatoes.
Garlic. Garlic.
Yeah, a little garlic, a little oregano.
Yeah, I love garlic.
Smells beautiful, Marc.
It does, doesn't it?
The mouth's watering again.
And sometimes food just can be simple, can't it, and great. It doesn't have to be
Doesn't have to be
complicated.
complex.
No,
Yeah, it's a real celebration of summer, I think, and also it was created by French farmers at the end of the season who wanted to celebrate the harvest, you know. So as I say, it's a very rustic dish, but if it's cooked with a little love, it's absolutely stunning.
Right, forks at the ready then.
Okay,
Ladies,
go
have
for
a
it.
fork. Let's dig in.
I'm going to
Oh, hang
finish
on,
with
there's
a
a
quick
finish.
drizzle of olive oil
Of
because
course you are.
You just couldn't
for
wait,
me, I
could you,
think
Dean?
olive oil
I do love olive oil as well.
is so important in this dish.
Right, let me hand this across. Have a dig in, ladies.
It's a very healthy dish, though, isn't it?
It is, absolutely.
I'm vegetarian.
Yeah.
I'm vegetarian, which is
Of
great
course,
because I'm actually
yeah.
a veggie.
And that's a really good point, actually. That's a really good point to sort of come to, that, you know, it isn't food for certain types of people, it's food for everybody. Now, if you would like to go on this, I'm going to let you eat that. The deal, right, what are we talking about? It's Burgundy, Riveron and Provence on this river cruise departing on October the 23rd, 2025. If you want to book, here's the number, 0808 273 6488. I'll do it again, 0808 273 6488. So please, if there's something that's tickled your fancy, you think, oh, I would love to do that. Because I think a lot of the time you think we must do that one day. And I've often said, make one day, day one.
Absolutely.
And then, and today, make the phone call, make it happen. Can I have a little quick?
Oh, sorry. Well, you can have a little taste, but
We also have a little rosé, typical from Provence, very floral, quite acidic, fruity.
Thank you, everyone.
Cheers.
Don't forget to go online and book your next holiday. Cheers.
Mm.